show. So Rose is so known as Kiss on My Tat. So make sure you guys follow her on Instagram. We finally got to meet you at the Bush. At the last event that we did, and we gotta show you that footage and give it to you. Yes. But we finally got to meet you, and because I had always seen you with Sir Lee's, I think the one big thing that you just did was with the chocolate chip the podcast. And I always was just like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Meeting you was totally different from what I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought I was going to meet you and be like, feel like a groupie, because you probably was going to be like, okay, hi, no, whatever. Like, yes, I know I'm the shit.
I'm very humble.
But you were so sweet. Your energy was so good. I was like, oh my God, this is not what I expected at all. So for the people who don't know, give a title for who you are and what you do. For those who don't know, because we're all fans over here on our side, and I know most of the people that follow us are familiar with you, but there might be some people who've never even seen or heard anything. So what is your title?
So I like to call myself a sex educator / professional bottom or submissive, even though I mainly bottom, which means I only sub for that scene. In my regular life, I'm not really a sub. I don't do submissive stuff. It's only for a scene. I've been doing this for about 4 years now.
How did you get introduced to this type of lifestyle?
It's funny. Quick story. Shout out to Sir Lee's. I was introduced through Sir Lee's. He was, I think, we used to do like scenes for parties. We did scenes for the Bush, and through him, I got to learn a lot of obedience. I got to learn like a lot about myself and control over like my anger and my impulse to feel pain. I would, just hit him up and be like, hey, I need to feel something. I need to go through something that's gonna help me get through this week, because this week has been really rough. I don't know if that makes sense.
I think it does, and I don't want. I'm thinking before I speak, because I don't want to be disrespectful and I don't want you to take it the wrong way. But when you say you go through a lot and you need to feel, is it on the same page as people who like cut or?
In a way, to be completely transparent, yes, because I like to say that sometimes it stems from mental illness or trauma. Some people feel so much mental pain, emotional pain, that feeling it physically is like getting a tattoo. Some people are addicted to getting tattoos. Some people are addicted to getting piercings. And getting a spanking, to me, is like equivalent.
Every tattoo that I have, I was going through something in my life, and I went and got a tattoo. Like, I haven't gotten one in a long, long time, but in my 20s, if like the tattoo right here, like, I can't even like tell you exactly what I was going through now, but probably back then I could tell you. But I would go and I remember my first tattoo, and just the pain and how it felt. It was like, it was painful for that first beginning, but then after that it was like a relief.
Like you had art at the end of it.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. That's so interesting that first of all, thank you for being so transparent when it comes to that, because I think that that's why some people have such a negative view about BDSM, because they feel like these are people who are hiding trauma and they're not being vocal about what they're really going through. So this is a way to just like mask it. But I don't feel like that's what you're doing if you're aware of.
Yeah, very much aware.
Of what, like, why you're doing it. It's like not someone didn't force you to do it. Someone didn't talk you into it. This is something that you decided
I
that
love, and it helps me.
And that's when we were seeing you, when you were at the bush and you did the candle wax. That's one of the things I wanted. I was asking Mama Bush. I was like, I really want to talk to her because I want to know, like, how is she feeling?
Now that's a turn on.
While this is happening, like, is she sexually turned on? Does she like get aroused? Do you fully come? Like,
It feels like a hot stone massage.
really
Exactly like a hot stone massage for me.
interesting.
And it stings, and then like when she goes like lower to my butt, it feels amazing.
So, who was the first person that you told, like, this is what I'm into? Like, how, if you don't want to say the person, like, how did that conversation go?
My best friend. God, I can't even remember. I told them, and they were like, "Well, whatever you're into, but just be careful." I
Right.
was like, "Okay, cool." And then I met Mama Bush in the game, and they made me feel so welcoming and so like I'm not alone,
Right.
and it's okay. I found my people, basically.
Right. That's when the first time I went to the bush, that's one of the things I said. I was like, oh, I feel like I found my people. Like, I could actually come here, and no matter what I say I'm into, I'm gonna just be
Nobody's gonna look at you with a side.
right. Nobody's gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Like, what's going on?
Liberation.
Right. And that's what one of our main topics for tonight I wanted to actually discuss, but we didn't really do research on it, is using your voice. And because the past 3 weeks we've touched on that, how women, we've learned how not to use our voice, not to tell what we want when it comes to sex, what we want when it comes to life, to kind of like tame it down and let the man take the lead and just fall into place. So to have someone like you so young, what background do you come from? Like, how, like, do your parents know? Are you keeping it hush, or?
And this is just for live, y'all. And I edit this part out. I was just interested in these kinky things, and I didn't really knew why until I got into.
I know y'all get sick and tired of me saying this about. I'm so into zodiac signs, but they say that Geminis are very, like, Passport Cuddy just made a video, and she said the only way to be with a Gemini, you need to be bisexual. Like,
Yeah.
you need to be in it. You need to be with the shits, because first of all, your sex needs to stay interesting. Like, they get bored very easily, and you need to like to have sex because they want to have sex all the time.
Alright, I don't want to say that's all the way true. Because I can go like 2 weeks without sex.
She said 2 weeks.
Hey, she just said.
Is that short? Like, that's a
Very.
long ass time for me. So
Very.
it's like,
Girl, I don't went years without sex.
Right.
Yes. Look at her face. I think the longest I have ever went without sex is like a year.
oh my god.
A year or some change.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I'm very.
It serves its purpose.
That's
I've never really like. I don't think I've ever not had sex for like a particular reason. I'm a Pisces. Sex for me is very different. I feel everything intensely. So I know most likely if I'm having sex with you and the sex is good, I'm gonna catch feelings.
So it's spiritual for you.
Very spiritual for me. So for me, I don't, and I've learned that about myself because in my past, like a while ago in my past, like I call that my past, all of those, those little wild girl things, and back then, there was no intimacy, just one time on to the next, like that type of vibe. You know what I mean? But when you're constantly having, like, once you have sex with somebody, they say, especially with a female, like if you have sex with her more than 3 times, it's impossible for her not to catch feelings.
Yeah.
Not all females, but especially for the type of person I am. So the older I got, the more I realized, like, for me, sex is very spiritual. I'm not giving that to just anybody.
So you start using discernment.
Right. And then, not all the time.
We are flesh.
Right. Sometimes I just be like, listen here, I need to have fun. But once I start having sex and that sex is good and you treating me right, I'ma catch feelings. For me, sex is not it's just not
an exchange.
Right, like getting off. Like I can make myself come. I do a real good job
and
at
that's
making
what we were
myself
talking
come.
about before we went on live. And now what we were talking about, and that's why I was like, that doesn't really. It's like the whole act of where we talking about sleeping with somebody that you're not attracted with just to have sex because you want to have sex.
Oh yeah.
Men do that though.
They do. But like we were saying, it's just when that level of attraction is just not there. Like why would I go there when I can make myself come? Like,
have you ever done that though? Have you ever like been so horny and you just like, this nigga got a dick?
No, I can't.
Right.
I can't. I won't even get turned on. She won't get ready.
I wonder if all females are like that though.
No.
I don't think all females are like that.
No.
But I know all men are. I know all men are like that. Like, okay, I'm sorry, maybe not all men, but yeah, sex to me is very spiritual. It's an energy exchange. Like you literally through sex, you can change someone's whole perspective on life. Like people, they start to take on your energy.
Right.
Like
it's very healing.
Sex can be very healing.
It's very healing.
Very. Right, like bonding and all of that stuff. And I feel, I guess we all on our own journey, but I do sometimes like, I just want everybody to get to that point where they really understand what sex is and like how powerful sexual energy is. Like, I think the world would be a better place if we just embrace sex more. Like, even people like criticize us that this year and last year we talked about sex a lot. But I told y'all in the beginning, like, we was going to talk about sex because I had a lot of questions. Like, in my old age, I'm just starting to learn things about myself and learning how to express myself and what I want and what I don't want. And
about how many other people do you think at this big ass age don't know the same things? Because these are things that are not typically talked about. People don't sit around and have these conversations. I know a lot of people are afraid to even, once you start talking about sex, they start getting very uncomfortable.
Right. Another thing that I want to talk about, the pillow princess. I remember one of the first photos I seen of you, and you was laying on the bed with the pillow, and it said pillow princess underneath. I was like, oh my god, she's a pillow princess, and she fits the description in my eyes. Like, pillow princess should be pretty, and they should just like lay there, and you should just somebody should just whatever. Yeah. So, do you consider yourself a pillow princess? For real?
I have my moments when I can be a pillow princess.
Right.
It depends on how my day has been. Like, if I've had a very long day, like at work, my feet hurt, and I just been dealing with too many people, I'm probably gonna be a pillow princess that night. Right. I just want to lay there and get rubbed on, and whatever. But if I'm just in the house chilling all day and I have like all this energy, yeah, no.
And you real mellow right now to be a Gemini. Y'all be having mad energy. With the pillow princess thing, I'm starting to think that I'm a pillow princess too. But I didn't think that I could be both. And I'm realizing I think that I'm both. Like,
it's called duality.
Right, because I have a lot. Like, I'm realizing that I like being told what to do. Like, I like being picked up, laid down. This is how we doing it tonight. All that turns me on. Being a girl turns me on. Like, really being with a man.
Being soft and being feminine.
Right.
Being able to flourish in your feminine space. Right. Safely.
Right.
And unjudged.
Right.
It's a flex.
It feels so
it's
good.
A flex.
And I think
It's a flex.
Every woman should experience it. Like the other day, I just kept saying that. Like I love being a girl. I love being a girl, and I love being around a man who
Let you be a girl.
Yes, but makes me feel it even more. Like yes, and I like being submissive. Like I like all that stuff. But if I get some drinks in me, I like getting wild.
Then I turn into a bedroom bully.
You know, just a little bit.
A little bit.
What is a bedroom bully? Is a bedroom bully like what you be doing when you be beating your
What
niggas?
the fuck?
Cause she do. We had a whole discussion.
I
Let me tell you something. We had a whole discussion, right?
Beat a
where
man.
she lying because she. Oh my God! When Flashback Friday comes, I'm so getting that footage, and I'm gonna tag you in it so you can see what I'm talking about. So we were talking about like if your man isn't doing it right, if he's not making you climax, what would you say? She said that she would tell him.
I would tell him.
Get up. She told him he would have to get up and he would have to leave. Like there wasn't.
What are we here for?
If you fucking with a nigga in the sex one night he didn't make you
I'm not
come.
gonna say.
But you said that.
I'm not gonna say. Listen, we all have off nights.
No,
I'm saying if we
she's trying to be
consistently.
nice. She's trying to be nice.
If it's consistent, you consistently.
But the way she said,
the
way she said,
if we're not she compatible. What's the point?
The way she said that she would do it,
I just do not beat men.
I just envision her with these real long heels on, stepping on his chest and telling him, "Nigga, if you don't eat it right, I'll fuck you up." Like I'm not beat. Is that considered a bedroom bully, right?
That's considered
extreme.
like a dime.
That's extreme.
Like that's so extreme.
I thought that's a bedroom bully.
No, like you a little bit assertive. Like you a little bit assertive in the bedroom. You want to kind of take control.
Yeah.
You want to take the lead. It's your show tonight. It's you running the show tonight.
I have been a bedroom bully before. One time it was like I don't know. I was on top, and it just took me choking him to become a bedroom bully.
He was into that. You choking him?
I plead the fifth.
That nigga passed out.
No, if he passed out, that's autoerotic asphyxiation.
She said she pleaded the fifth. He done fucking passed out. She said, "Bitch, I didn't care if he liked it or not. I was loving it."
You know what I'm saying?
If he died, I'll resuscitate him.
You
And I'm right there already in position.
Right. Right there for chest compression.
I am CPR certified.
See?
Come on.
I'm glad that you explained that. Also, another thing that we want to talk about, because I kept saying bottom, and she kept telling me, "No, Michelle,
I never heard that.
That's only for gay men." And I'm
heard
like,
that. I only
no.
heard that. Seriously.
I'm like, she's
I only heard that
considered.
referred.
So
everyday community.
explain the bottom.
A bottom is, to me, in my description, a bottom is someone who is a submissive for a scene, for just a scene, which is basically a demonstration or a session. Like, you know, when I explained it earlier, that is what a bottom is. To explain, to describe, or to.
But that's only to be used for, like, that terminology is only to be used for a scene. I wouldn't say that I'm my man's bottom.
No.
Okay. No.
I was thrown off.
She said, "Please don't say that. Please don't say that." So, explain. So, because I had my BDSM scene with Sir Reese's. That's kind of how I found out a little bit that I like to be spanked a little bit, not that hard. It was a good experience. I think I could be somebody like you if I didn't care so much about my family. Like, I come from a I'm telling you, like, I always.
Well, I care about my.
Oh, I ain't mean it like that.
It's okay.
I ain't mean it like you don't care about your family. I'm talking about you come from a whole, like, you come
a different type of background.
Right, like my dad wouldn't care because my dad is only thing my dad ever want to know is, are you happy? Anything I can tell my dad that I'm going to live on a park bench for the next 5 years. God. And my dad is just going to say, are you happy? That's all he care about is, are you happy? Well, my mom On the other hand, she's a great woman. I love her to death, but she's a Pentecostal, strict Christian woman. Like I always say, if I ever was to be in a relationship with a woman, like I think it would have to be after my mom has
Transition. Girl, you might as well. So you ain't never gonna be in a relationship with a woman because she gonna outlive you.
Oh my gosh.
First of all, well, one, I don't even think that I would ever really want to be in a relationship with a woman. Like the meme that they got going around, like, bitch, I don't want to watch movies.
I've seen it.
I don't want to watch movies and cuddle with you. I want to bump coochies with you. But after that, you gotta go.
Oh my god. Honestly, I'm kind of like that.
Right.
But I am pansexual. But like to be in a relationship with a female, I can't.
You know,
Like I tried it, and this girl, like one morning, she texted me. I had texted her one afternoon, my bad, and I was like, "Hey, can I get my sneakers?" And she was like, "But you can't text me good morning." I was like, "What?"
ooh,
I was like, "That's how I be sounding." I can't do this. Let me just get my sneakers. You can skedaddle.
now with me, like I like being the girl. Like I feel like when I want a man, I want to be girly. I want to be such the girl. I want him to be the man, and I don't want to have to think like
You want her to be masculine,
right? But I feel like if I was ever in a relationship with a woman, I would want to be the
dominant one.
Yes,
that's exactly how I am.
right.
Like when I'm dealing with a female, I'm opening the door. I'm pulling out her chair.
I'm taking
on
her
the
out on
outside
dates.
of the fucking sidewalk when we're walking.
Right.
It's that deep. But I don't notice it either.
I've only been in one relationship with a girl like when I was first out of high school, but I feel it. Like I feel it. I know that's how I would be. Like I would always want to be in control.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would not be able to just sit back. And I'm not attracted to studs. Like, and I would never want to be a stud. Mm-hmm. I still would want to dress up, dress in my heels, look cute. But still I told her, I was like, before I leave this earth, like I want to take a girl out on a date, like a real expensive date, just like, and I want to like spoil it. And she was like, girls is expensive.
It's really expensive. That's it.
Yeah, it's having
I
a
had
girl.
this one guy, like, he begged me to get my nails done, and I'm like, you don't want to get my nails done. I paid damn near $200 to get my nails done. You don't want to
Like,
get
my
He's like,
maintenance is
what? I thought a
high.
pedicure's like $30. No.
Where?
Listen, I just explained that to my friend. He thought we only got our nails done once a month.
What? No.
And I was like, do you know that my nails cost me now? I can just get my toes and my nails done. And I always get regular stuff. My stuff is always just a natural look. It cost me, what, $120. He said, $120? I said, what did you think it cost? He thought it only cost once a month. And he didn't think it cost that much money. They don't be having no
Back in the
idea.
day, maybe.
Right, and
Listen, the $20, $25 full sets is long
Where that
gone.
Way gone.
Long gone.
So we was having a debate on whose maintenance is more expensive. And I'm like, y'all haircuts is like what, $25, $30?
$30. Or it can be $40. It can be.
Okay, that's
If they
once
getting all
a
the
week.
things.
But then he talk about some of their clothes is expensive. I said, but you buy your clothes once. Like, you're not buying clothes every week. And if you are buying clothes every week, you got it like that. So
Right.
who
Why are you
cares?
complaining about it?
Yeah, so you wouldn't have no reason to claim. Like, I understand y'all jeans cost $300, $200.
Shit, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah, men's jeans be costing
Men's
like
clothes are expensive
Men's-
because they know that men don't buy clothes as often as women do.
right, and that's what I was trying to explain. Like,
Yeah.
yes, your clothes are more expensive, but you don't buy clothes as much as women do.
Mm-hmm.
Your maintenance is not as much as mine. I'm like, if I don't braid my own hair, I gotta have somebody braid. I'm like, you know that costs $300. I gotta get that done every couple months.
To be honest, I feel like men clothes material, their clothes last way longer than ours.
Yeah,
They do.
Like
They
ours
do.
be ripping
Like-
months.
This is the ratchet part of the show.